Right now, the FBI is still at the Jacksonville Beach home of a mental health counselor who is charged with murdering and dismembering a teenager back in 1994.
Just a few hours ago, 60-year-old Ronnie Hyde appeared in court. He was wearing this red jumpsuit, which is a designation. He is considered a high-risk inmate. He also may be on a suicide watch. He's being held without bond.
Investigators were back at both of Hyde's homes today, his house in Jacks Beach and a second house he also owns in Talleyrand. The FBI just left there a few hours ago.
Our reporters are continuing to follow this developing story. We begin with Channel 4's Heather Lee, who was outside Hyde's Jacksonville Beach home, which is believed to have been the scene of the murder. Heather?
Well, it looks as if this is not going to be wrapped up anytime soon. I know the other house they have wrapped up there, but this house seems to be a very active scene. Currently, you can see all of the officers and the FBI are still out here. And I was looking through that arrest warrant. One of Laster's family members talked about how cluttered this home was when they had been inside years ago. And we've seen boxes upon boxes of things removed from the home. They also have a very large U-Haul out here to seemingly take it all away. 60-year-old Ronnie Hyde made his first appearance in front of a judge. He's charged with the murder of 16-year-old Fred Laster 23 years ago.
Your bond is set at none. Your next court date is going to be March 29th.
Hyde appeared calm. Meanwhile, investigators continue to comb through his Jacksonville Beach home, looking for evidence. Neighbors and folks that live nearby have been interested too. Shelby, who didn't want to show her face, has met Hyde a few times at the place where she works. She says Hyde seemed odd and she got a bad feeling from him.
His demeanor, yeah. I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't say anything out of order or anything. It's just, I don't know, you get feelings. And I have not seen him since 2005, but when I saw his picture, I turned to my coworker and I said, I know him. And then we investigated and found out why.
Andrew Sturm, a man who says his family was being counseled by Hyde, told News4Jax yesterday he hopes this was all a misunderstanding. Today, after going through the state's report and watching the news, he has changed his mind.
It does seem like the evidence is stacking up. From what I've heard with the DNA at the dumpsters and in his trash can that the FBI has received, DNA doesn't lie.
Now, Sturm was at his first court appearance today. He says he is supporting Hyde. We're going to have much more from him coming up tonight at 6. For now, we're live. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Heather. And we're hearing from the family of Fred Laster. After more than 2 decades, they're finally getting some closure to their loved one's disappearance and murder. His immediate family released a statement this afternoon thanking the community for their thoughts and prayers. And they say they've, quote, gathered together at this time to support each other as we experience the intense emotions caused by the heartbreaking loss of Freddie and the arrest of his killer. A cousin of Fred Laster sat down with Channel 4's Elizabeth Campbell in Deltona today. John Kirkland says he was not one bit surprised after learning Ronnie Hyde was being charged with his cousin's murder. Elizabeth, what else did Kirkland say he remembers about Hyde?
Well, Mary, he tells me many things that he remembers, and the first thing that really stood out was that Ronnie, who he calls Ron, always wanted to hang out with the young boys in the family, never the girls, and that he always wanted one-on-one time, never wanting to hang out with more than one child at a time. John Kirkland says growing up, he was very close with Fred, who he calls Freddie, and all 5 of his siblings. They all lived next door to each other in Yulee. He says they all met Hyde through the Strength for Living Church, which was in Ocean Way. He says a Christian rock band with the church had a tour bus behind the church, and that Hyde would stay there and invite children there. Kirkland says Hyde originally formed a one-on-one relationship with Fred's older brother, Travis. But when Travis left to join the Coast Guard, Hyde then started a relationship with Fred. He says with both brothers, Hyde would take them on expensive weekend getaways and that they would each come back with expensive gifts. Kirkland says none of the other children in the family ever got any of those nice things. One of the many reasons he suspected Hyde was up to something.
He would take him to the Star Trek convention shows, clean up like Tracky. They would buy him suits and dress up in all these costumes. And I remember this now. If y'all did any research, you know the kids, the family were poor. They had no money. You know, he would come home over the weekend and have all this luxury stuff, $500 outfits, all these toys. Nobody else had this, you know. He said, oh, Ron bought me this to try to do good for me.
Around that time, Kirkland was about 21 years old, and he says he knew better than to get involved with Hyde, but says he would question him about the relationship he had with Travis and Fred, and that Hyde would shut him out. Here, the one question Kirkland says he would ask Hyde if he came face to face with him today. That's coming up tonight at 6. Mary.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And as we said, the FBI has also been searching a house Hyde owns in Talleyrand, and they have been there since yesterday afternoon. They just left about 3 hours ago.
Channel 4's Jim Pickett has been at that home and is joining us live for an update from there. Jim?
You know, they were out here yesterday and through most of the day, but as you can see right now, the FBI is gone. They did an extensive search of this home, inside, outside, in the back as well. Want to show you some video, because when we were out here earlier today, State Attorney Melissa Nelson was also out here looking at what was happening, because obviously there's going to be more in this case, more charges coming up. They say more information will be released at a later date. They're not talking about the evidence that they collected here at this time. They have to process it, those types of things. All of that will come out later. But for now, the FBI has cleared this scene in Talleyrand at this house on Thelma Street. We're live in Talleyrand. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.
And now the I-Team digging deeper. Lindsay Gardner talked to an expert about the mindset of a killer and how someone could commit such a heinous crime. She's joining us live in the newsroom. Lindsay.
Well, Mary, today I spoke with a retired JSO detective who tells me he was on the force when Laster disappeared. He tells me, based on all the evidence that we learned yesterday, one thing is clear. The person who killed Freddie Laster is a classic psychopath.
Follows every marker for somebody who is a psychopath or has those psychopathic tendencies, where there's no really guilt or remorse, and they can keep their silence for a really long period of time because, once again, there's no guilt.
Former JSO officer Greg DeFranza now teaches interview techniques and says he thinks murder suspect Ronnie Hyde will talk to investigators.
And then when they're given the opportunity to talk, they talk at length about everything that they've done because they're proud of it.
DeFranza also says the scenario in which the Laster siblings met Hyde is a classic case for child predators. This News 4 Jax archive video shows the very north side church where Freddie Laster's family says they met Ron Hyde when he was a youth pastor at the Strength for Living Baptist Church in the 1980s. Family members tell us Laster was one of 6 children, all being raised by elderly grandparents in Yulee after their mother died of cancer and their father left the family.
Often those that are victims because they don't have true, really solid family connections.
It takes a special kind of evil to dismember a young boy, like what happened in this case to Fred Laster. What does that tell you about his killer?
A lack of remorse, a lack of feeling of guilt follows all the markers for a textbook psychopathic personality.
DeFranza also adds the dismemberment likely told investigators something else about the killer.
There is some type of personal connection with that particular victim. Oftentimes it's a matter of anger. Perhaps an advance was thwarted by the victim and that enraged the individual, and that's where this type of anger, this very intense personal type of anger, would come from.
Now the FBI is hoping this flyer will help determine if there are more child exploitation victims, or even worse, of Hydes here in Jacksonville, across the U.S. and beyond. We also know investigators conducted extensive surveillance on Ronnie Hyde. Those tactics were redacted from the court documents we've been able to obtain so far. But we do know they've been on his trail for at least a year, because that's how long ago they took the trash from outside of his Jacks Beach home in order to make the DNA connection in this case and make that arrest. We still don't know exactly what made them move in and make that arrest yesterday. We do plan to learn that throughout the court process. Now, coming up all new at 6, we found that News 4 Jax had investigated this very church and its pastor tied to Hyde and Laster back in the 90s. We're going to have that coming up for you all new at 6.
And our coverage continues on news4jax.com. There you'll find a full timeline dating back to when the investigation began in 1994. The story is on the homepage.